my role is to make Teach for America bigger and better. We're in the midst of an effort to double Teach for America again in the next 5 years, while at the same time increasing the impact our teachers are having and doing more to foster their leadership and impact in the broader education reform effort. So I'm still leading the charge, and at the same time am leading an effort called Teach for All to support the development of this model in other countries. I don't know that it was one event. It was multiple things coming together. Our generation had this label, the me generation, and supposedly we all just wanted to go work on Wall Street. And I felt like that label was completely misplaced. I felt like there were thousands of people out there. I was one of them who were just searching for something they weren't finding in terms of a way to make a real difference in the world. And I thought the problem wasn't our generation. It was just that the only recruiters were investment banks and management consulting firms at the time. And I'd been very focused on this issue of educational inequity. I was maybe an unlikely person to come to this, having grown up in a reasonably privileged community, went to public school, but really somehow arrived at Princeton where you can't begin to see the depths of educational inequity and realize there, as you see on any college campus in America, how differently prepared people were to do well there. And so from getting to know a number of first-generation college students, just brilliant, incredible people who were really struggling to meet the academic demands of Princeton, I'd become really focused on this issue and just felt so lucky myself that I'd been able to, that I'd had the opportunities I'd had. And one day all this just came together. I just thought, why aren't we being recruited as aggressively to commit 2 years to teach in our country's highest poverty communities as we were being recruited at the time to commit 2 years to go work on Wall Street? So I just became obsessed with the idea and needed a thesis topic and decided to propose it in my thesis. I deeply believe that it's something you must learn. I've met very few people who are sort of born to, quote, teach. I think what we've come to believe over time is that successful teaching in the context in which we're working is basically leadership. And so we look for people who are bringing, the personal characteristics of leaders, people who are achievement-oriented, who persevere in the face of challenges, who can influence and motivate others, who are strong problem solvers, who are organized, and of course who are committed to this particular mission. And then we invest a lot in them, in their pre-service training and in their ongoing professional development to help them internalize the mindsets, the skills, the knowledge it takes to teach successfully. When I started in this 20 years ago, it was out of an idealism, this belief that the world should be a different way, that this just isn't fair, that it isn't fair that where you're born in our country, which aspires to be a place of equal opportunity, determines your educational prospects and your prospects in life. And I thought, our generation needs to do something about that. 10 years in, I was sitting around with a group of our Teach for America alumni, and we just sort of had this revelation that we had all come into this thinking the world should be a different way. And by 10 years in, I'd realized not only should it be, it could be. Like, we've just seen so much evidence at every level, whether it's at the first grade level or at the 12th grade level, that, it's not that the kids aren't motivated, it's not that their parents don't care, it's not that about all these challenges that are outside of our control. It's really about the opportunities we're giving kids. And that is the most salient lesson of our work. That's what fuels our sense of urgency and our sense of responsibility to think we have to do more. Because if we can solve the problem, then we must.